You have been told a convenient lie. You've been told that weak legs, failing balance, and the fear of a fall are just a normal part of getting older. That you must simply accept a smaller life, confined to a chair, giving up the walks, the gardening, and the independence you cherish. This is not just misinformation. It's a dangerous misconception that is stealing the mobility of millions. The truth is, your body's decline is often not a failure of age, but a failure of fuel, a hidden, critical deficiency of 3 specific nutrients. What no one has told you is that the real secret isn't just what you're missing, but when you are missing it. Your body has a powerful, built-in repair system that switches on the moment you go to sleep. But for this system to work, to actually rebuild your muscle fibers and repair your nerves, it needs these 3 raw materials. Without them, your body's repair crews are showing up for work every night, only to find the supply shed completely empty. In this video, we will not just list these 3 vitamins. We will give you the definitive 40-minute masterclass on how to use them to reclaim your strength, starting tonight. Before we dive into the science, I need to ask you a question, and I want you to be honest. Where in the world are you watching from? What is your age? And what is the one activity you truly miss doing because your legs no longer feel strong enough? Is it walking on the beach, playing with your grandchildren, or simply standing in the kitchen to cook a meal without pain? Please share your story in the comments below. We read them all, and your journey inspires this entire community. First, we must understand why bedtime is the magic window. You see, your muscles and nerves don't get stronger when you're walking or exercising. They get stronger when you rest afterward. The most powerful repair cycle you have is called deep sleep. During this phase, your brain releases a flood of human growth hormone, HGH. This is not a synthetic drug. It is your body's own master repair center. Think of HGH as the construction foreman for your body. It travels through your bloodstream, and when it reaches your legs, it blows the whistle and shouts, "Okay, crews, time to rebuild the damage from today." This process is called muscle protein synthesis. But here is the problem. The foreman, HGH, can shout all he wants, but if the construction materials, the lumber, the concrete, the wiring, are not at the job site, nothing gets built. You simply wake up the next day just as weak or even weaker than the day before. The vitamins we are about to discuss are those construction materials. By taking them before bed, you are ensuring that when the HGH foreman blows his whistle, the supplies are stacked high and ready to go. Now let's begin the breakdown. 1. The skeletal key, vitamin D3, the muscle synthesis activator. Let's start with the vitamin you think you know. The common myth is that vitamin D is the bone vitamin. You take it for osteoporosis. This is only 10% of the truth. The hidden reality is that vitamin D3 is not truly a vitamin. It is a powerful steroid hormone that directly controls your muscle strength. The deep science. Inside every single one of your muscle fibers, you have something called a vitamin D receptor, or VDR. Think of this VDR as a locked door or a light switch in the off position. Your muscle cell wants to repair itself, but it's sitting in the dark, waiting for a signal. Vitamin D3 is the only key that fits that lock. When D3 enters the muscle cell, especially at night during the HGH surge, it slides into the VDR and flips the switch. This is the chemical signal that tells your muscle's DNA to start building. It activates the genes responsible for creating new muscle proteins. If you are deficient in D3, that switch stays off. It doesn't matter how much protein you eat. It doesn't matter if you try to exercise. Your body's command to build muscle is never received. This is the root of sarcopenia, the age-related muscle wasting that starts with your legs. The problem: after 60, this deficiency becomes an epidemic after age 60 for 2 reasons. First, our skin, when exposed to sunlight, is supposed to manufacture D3. But after 60, your skin is 75% less efficient at doing this. The same 20 minutes in the sun that gave you all the D3 you needed at age 30 now gives you almost nothing. Second, we live indoor lives. We are correctly told to fear skin cancer and wear sunscreen, which effectively blocks D3 production entirely. You are left with a critical muscle switch that is permanently stuck in the off position. The patient story. Let me tell you about Michael. Michael was 68, a former mail carrier who loved walking. He came to me complaining that his world was shrinking. He could no longer walk to the end of his block. His legs felt heavy, like wet sand. His doctor checked his bones and said they were fine for his age. But a blood test showed his vitamin D3 levels were devastatingly low. We didn't put him on a new exercise plan. We did only one thing. We started him on 5,000 IU of vitamin D3 every night with a small fatty snack. The change wasn't instant, but in week 2, he reported he was waking up with less stiffness. In week 4, he walked to the corner store and back for the first time in a year. By the end of 3 months, Michael had regained his walk. He wasn't a miracle. We had simply given his body the key it needed to flip the on switch for muscle repair while he slept. The how-to solution: common mistakes. The most common mistake is taking the wrong form. You might see vitamin D2, ergocalciferol, in cheap supplements or fortified foods. This is not what you want. It is poorly absorbed. You must get vitamin D3, cholecalciferol. The second mistake is taking it on an empty stomach. D3 is a fat-soluble vitamin. It requires fat to be absorbed. Taking it with just water means it passes right through you. The fix: take 2,000 to 5,000 IU of D3 with a small, healthy fat about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. This could be a spoonful of almond butter, a handful of walnuts, a small piece of avocado, or even just with your fish oil capsule. This ensures that when the HGH surge hits around midnight, the D3 is fully absorbed and in your bloodstream, ready to unlock your muscle-building potential. 2. The neural conductor, vitamin B12, the nerve protector. If D3 is the key to rebuilding the muscle fibers, vitamin B12 is the secret to repairing the wires that control them. Many seniors believe their legs are weak, but the problem is not the muscle at all. It's that the signal from the brain is no longer reaching the muscle. This manifests as numbness, tingling, burning feet at night, or a frightening lack of balance. The deep science. Think of your nervous system as your body's electrical grid. A nerve is like a copper wire. But that wire is useless without its rubber insulation. That insulation is a fatty layer called the myelin sheath. This sheath is what allows the electrical signal from your brain to travel down your spine and into your leg instantly and clearly. Vitamin B12 is the single most important raw material your body uses to maintain and repair this myelin sheath. When you are deficient in B12, that rubber insulation begins to crack and wear thin. The signal from your brain shorts out. Your brain is screaming, "Lift your foot," but the signal that reaches the muscle is just a weak, static-filled fizzle. This is why you stumble. This is why your feet feel dead or asleep. Your nerves are, quite literally, short-circuiting. The problem: after 60. This is one of the most tragic deficiencies because it has nothing to do with your diet. After age 60, your stomach lining produces less and less of a critical protein called intrinsic factor. You need this protein to grab B12 from your food, like meat, eggs, or fish, and pull it into your bloodstream. You can eat a steak dinner every single night and still be severely B12 deficient because you lack the intrinsic factor to absorb it. The B12 simply passes right through you. This is why up to 43% of seniors have low B12 levels, and most don't even know it. The patient story: Eleanor, 72. Her primary complaint was a terrifying lack of balance. She gripped walls as she walked, but her biggest misery was at night. Burning, zapping sensations in her calves that kept her awake. Her doctor prescribed sleeping pills. But the problem wasn't her sleep. It was her nerves. Her B12 levels were at the very bottom of the normal range, a clear sign of a long-term deficiency. We bypassed her faulty digestive system entirely. We started her on a high-dose, sublingual, under-the-tongue vitamin B12. The how-to solution. The most common mistake is taking a cheap B12 pill in the form of cyanocobalamin. This is the inactive form, and it still relies on your faulty digestive system. It's nearly useless for a senior. The fix. You must use one of two forms: a sublingual methylcobalamin tablet or lozenge that dissolves under your tongue, or a methylcobalamin liquid spray. Methylcobalamin is the active bioavailable form. By dissolving it under your tongue, it absorbs directly into the rich blood supply there, completely bypassing the stomach and the intrinsic factor problem. Take 1,000 to 2,000 micrograms, mcg, just before you brush your teeth. Why at night? Because the repair of your nervous system, the remyelination or re-insulating of your nerves, peaks during REM sleep. You are delivering the raw material for nerve repair exactly when the night shift nerve crew clocks in. 3. The master regulator. Vitamin K2, the calcium traffic cop. We have arrived at the final and most profound piece of the puzzle. This is the one vitamin almost no one is talking about, and it is the master key that unlocks the true power of vitamin D3 and saves your muscles and arteries from premature aging. The common myth is that vitamin K is for blood clotting, and you get it from leafy greens. That is vitamin K1. We are talking about vitamin K2, which is entirely different. It's not found in plants, it's found in specific fermented foods, like Japanese natto, and the butterfat of truly grass-fed animals. It is virtually absent from the modern diet. The deep science. Here is the problem. In your quest for stronger bones, you are taking vitamin D3. You might also be taking calcium supplements, which you should probably stop, but that's another video. The D3 does its job. It pulls tons of calcium into your bloodstream, but D3 is just the delivery driver. It doesn't have the address. It just dumps all this calcium into the blood. Without K2, this calcium, which is a hard rock-like mineral, gets lost. It ends up in the wrong places. It hardens in your arteries, causing calcification and high blood pressure. It hardens in your joints, causing stiffness and arthritis. And it hardens inside your muscle tissue, making your legs feel stiff, rigid, and weak. Your bones, meanwhile, are still porous and weak because the calcium never arrived at the correct address. Vitamin K2 is the calcium traffic cop. It is the body's GPS. K2 activates two critical proteins: osteocalcin. This protein's job is to grab calcium out of the blood and bind it to your bone matrix. It makes your bones dense and strong. Matrix GLA protein, MGP. This protein's job is to go into your soft tissues, your arteries, your joints, your muscles, and remove calcium that doesn't belong there. The patient story. David, 70, was the perfect patient. He took 4,000 IU of D3 every day. He took 200 milliliters of calcium. Yet, his bone density scans were not improving, and he complained his legs felt like stone and rock hard. He had no flexibility. David was a classic case of D3-driven calcification. He was poisoning his soft tissues with calcium. We made one change. We had him stop the calcium supplement and add 120 micrograms, mcg, of vitamin K2 in the MK7 form. The first thing he noticed, within a month, was not his strength, but his flexibility. The rock-hard feeling in his calves began to soften. His joint pain in his knees subsided. Why? The K2 had finally shown up for work. It was activating his MGP to clean out the misplaced calcium from his muscles, and activating his osteocalcin to redirect that calcium back into his bones, where it belonged. The how-to solution, the synergy. Taking vitamin D3 without K2 is like pressing the accelerator in a car with no one at the steering wheel. It's reckless, and over time, dangerous. The fix. You must take D3 and K2 together. The most common mistake is buying K2 as MK4. This form is cheap and has a half-life of only a few hours. It's gone from your body before it can do its job. You must look for vitamin K2 as MK7, menaquinone 7. This form is long-lasting and stays in your bloodstream for over 72 hours, working around the clock. The ideal dose is 100 to 120 micrograms, mcg, of MK7 for every 2,000–5,000 IU of D3 you take. Taking this synergy pair before bed is the ultimate protocol. The D3 is absorbed with your healthy fat. The K2 is absorbed alongside it. Then, as your HGH and bone-building hormones peak during deep sleep, this D3-K2 dream team is in your bloodstream, ready. The D3 flips the on switch for muscle repair, and the K2 is standing by, directing all the calcium into your bones for strength and away from your muscles, leaving them flexible, supple, and strong. Your 3-step nightly protocol. So, let's put this all together. We are going to stop the overnight starvation and start fueling the great overnight repair. It is not your fault that your legs are weak. It is your fuel that has been wrong. Your body wants to heal. It has the foreman, HGH, and the blueprints, your DNA. All it has been missing are the materials. Tonight, you can change that. Fuel the muscle. Get vitamin D3, cholecalciferol, 2,000–5,000 IU, and take it with a small healthy fat. Fuel the nerves. Get vitamin B12, methylcobalamin, $1,000 mcg, and let it dissolve under your tongue. Fuel the bones and protect the muscle. Get vitamin K2 as MK7, 100–120 mcg. This is the trifecta. This is the definitive protocol for rebuilding your foundation. You are not too old. Your body is not broken. It has simply been starved of the tools it needs to do the job it knows how to do. Now, my final question to you. Having heard the science behind all three, which of these hidden deficiencies do you believe has been affecting you the most? Is it the off switch of D3, the short circuit of B12, or the calcium traffic jam of K2? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's start this journey of rebuilding together.